For our next Getting to Know You, we are headed over to Ponchatoula, Louisiana to learn more about the oldest candy company in the United States. Elmer Chocolate is well known for their Easter candy here in Louisiana, but did you know that's only 3 to 4% of their business? The company has a sweet story dating back to 1855. Let's learn more.
Our robots pack about 5,000 pieces a minute.
Elmer CEO Rob Nelson is enjoying a quiet factory after a busy Easter candy production. Nelson has been with the company officially for 20 years, but he can remember first starting with the company unofficially around 5 or 6 years old.
You know, on Good Friday, when everybody has got the holiday off from school, my dad was waking me up at 4:30 in the morning to go load trucks.
Many of us know Elmer's for their Easter candies, but the business is much more than that. The company's goal is to create great chocolate at a reasonable price. They have had this goal since the beginning, so let's start there. The company was started in 1855 by a German immigrant named Christopher Henry Miller. Miller was a pastry chef who came to New Orleans to learn. After some time as an apprentice, he eventually opened his own company, the Miller Candy Company, but that name did not last long.
The oldest daughter, Olivia, married a guy by the name of Augustus Elmer. Augustus Elmer joined his father-in-law in the business, and by the turn of the century, it was called the Miller-Elmer Candy Company.
Once Miller passed away, the Elmer family decided to drop the Miller name, and the company became known as Elmer's. The family owned the business for decades with many employees, including Nelson's grandfather, Roy Nelson. He worked under the family for years, but eventually bought the company in the 1960s. The original business was located in downtown New Orleans off Poydras, but Nelson's grandfather knew he wanted to expand, so they moved to Ponchatoula in 1970, which is where the factory is located today.
I know that they looked a lot in many locations, including South Mississippi, but Tangipahoa Parish is a great place to do business. We've had a great relationship here.
Elmer prides themselves on focusing on 5 signature pieces of chocolate.
We've got a caramel piece that's in milk chocolate. We have a dark chocolate caramel where we infuse dark chocolate into the caramel, cover that in dark chocolate. We have a truffle piece that we make that is in a heart shape. And it looks like a heart. And then we also do 2 creams. We do an orange cream in dark chocolate and a strawberry cream. Of course, we're in Ponchatoula, we got to do strawberry.
Okay, Rob, so explain what this room is right here.
So this is our kitchen. This is where all the magic starts.
They offer these pieces during several holidays like Christmas and Valentine's Day, which is 3/4 of their business. But here locally, we know Elmer's for their signature Easter candies. The company even calls themselves the Easter experts because of their items. One of their most popular offerings is their Heavenly Hash. The candy was invented by a department store on Canal Street in the early 1900s. Elmer's purchased the recipe and launched the product under their brand in 1923. This sweet treat takes about 2 days to make.
That marshmallow center is injected into a mold of cornstarch. So you have a tray of cornstarch that we have a mold that makes an indentation in the shape of the egg. So that marshmallow mixture goes in there and it sets up overnight. And then we add almonds to the Heavenly Hash, and then we're enrobing it in either milk or dark chocolate.
Another popular Easter product is their Gold Brick Eggs. This candy actually started as a chocolate bar in 1936. The Elmer family wanted to create a new product as the country was coming out of the Great Depression. In the early days, many said having the gold brick made them feel rich.
The center is a melt-away center. It's formulated so that when you put it in your mouth, it just melts in your mouth. The melt, it's nice and creamy.
And you cannot forget about Elmer's pecan eggs. This candy takes about 2 days as well to make.
It goes through a caramel bath, so it's just streaming caramel coming down, and the pecan egg, the nougat center goes through that and then goes through a whole bed of pecans.
In order to keep up with the demand, Elmer's starts making candy as soon as possible. The factory is on a break now, but they will start production again in April for Christmas.
Our machines here, they start very early on a Monday morning. We're talking about 4 o'clock in the morning, and this equipment they know what they have to make for the week, depending on what we're packing that week. And they run 24 hours until they've made what they need to make.
Is it true that they get to taste test a lot of the products to make sure that they are as good as they're supposed to be?
You have to. That's part of the process. And as far as quality assurance is testing the products, eating the products.
In 2016, the company expanded the factory about 40,000 square feet. They now sit on about 20 acres with state-of-the-art equipment.
So we had 6 lines making all of our candies. The line behind me makes everything those 6 lines did. So much higher tech, and this line could be run by 3 people.
When asked what the secret is to a good piece of chocolate, Nelson says you need to check a few boxes.
It's got to taste good. You know, it's got to be packaged well. It's got to be fun. It's got to be something that people find remarkable enough to pass it on to their children and other generations.
Speaking of generations, Nelson is proud to be a 3rd-generation CEO of the company. He is excited for the future of Elmer's and what the candy factory will be able to do next.
The last 2 years for many manufacturers has been dealing with the challenges of the pandemic. Right now, we're 100% thinking about strategy and how we're going to bring the company forward.
As always, we would like to thank Raising Cane's for sponsoring this segment.